The Zexari had conquered 47 worlds before they reached Earth. There, crystalline exoskeletons gleamed under the harsh lights of their warships as they descended upon the small research outpost in the Canadian Rockies. They had studied humanity for months, analyzed their weaknesses, calculated their defeat. What they hadn't studied were humanity's companions. Jessica Crawford was alone at Station Epsilon 7 when the first wave hit. The 28-year-old xenobiologist had volunteered for the isolated posting, grateful for the solitude after the chaos of the university labs. She wasn't truly alone, though. Luna, her gray wolf companion, dozed by the fireplace as Jessica reviewed her data on extremophil bacteria. The attack came without warning. The building shuddered as plasma fire scorched the permafrost outside. Jessica's coffee mug shattered on the floor. Luna was on her feet instantly, ears pinned back, a low growl rumbling from her chest. "It's okay, girl," Jessica whispered, though her hands trembled as she pulled up the security feeds. Her blood ran cold. 6 figures, each nearly 8 feet tall, advanced toward the station. Their movements were mechanical, precise, terrifying in their efficiency. The Zexari had chosen this outpost specifically. Isolated, single occupant, easy target. They would dissect the human, learn her biology, and move on to larger prey. The lead warrior, Commander Thexelar, had performed this task dozens of times across dozens of worlds. Jessica's fingers flew across her console, sending out a distress signal she knew wouldn't reach anyone in time. The nearest military base was 4 hours away. She had minutes, maybe less. Luna pressed against her leg, and Jessica looked down into those ancient amber eyes. In that gaze, she saw something the Zexari had failed to understand about Earth. Humanity had not risen to dominance alone. They had forged bonds, alliances written not in treaties but in blood and trust spanning thousands of years. The station door exploded inward. 3 Zexari soldiers poured through, their plasma rifles charging with an ominous whine. The lead warrior's translator crackled to life. "Human, you will submit for biological sampling. Resistance will result in termination." Jessica stood slowly, positioning herself between the invaders and Luna. "You have no idea what you've just walked into." Thexelar would have laughed if his species possessed that capability. This soft creature thought she could threaten them. The Zexari had crushed species far more physically imposing than these fragile humans. "Your posturing is irrelevant. Step aside or be eliminated." Jessica met his multifaceted eyes. "I'm not the one you should be worried about." Luna moved like liquid shadow. One moment she was still, the next she was airborne. 130 pounds of pure predator crashed into the nearest Zexari soldier. The alien's crystalline armor, designed to deflect energy weapons, proved useless against something far more ancient. Teeth and claws honed by millions of years of evolution. The soldier's scream was cut short as Luna's jaws found the weak point where helmet met chest plate. Blue blood sprayed across the white walls. Thexelar fired, but Luna was already moving, her tactics incomprehensible to a mind that understood only linear warfare. She was chaos given form, operating on instincts older than civilization itself. The plasma bolt scorched empty air. The second soldier tried to track her movement, his rifle swinging in wide arcs. Luna dropped low, using furniture for cover with a cunning that stunned the invaders. She wasn't just an animal. She was a hunter who had spent 10,000 years learning to work with humans, to think tactically, to anticipate and adapt. Jessica wasn't idle. She grabbed a canister of liquid nitrogen from her lab station and hurled it at the third soldier. The container exploded on impact, flash freezing the Zexari's leg joints. The creature toppled, and Luna was there in an instant, her teeth finding the vulnerable neural column at the base of its skull. Thexelar finally understood his mistake. This wasn't just a human and an animal. This was a bonded pair, a partnership refined across millennia. The human provided strategy and tools. The wolf provided speed, power, and battle instincts that predated recorded history. He raised his rifle at Jessica, calculating that terminating the human would neutralize the threat. His mistake was thinking like a conqueror rather than a survivor. Luna hit him from the side with the force of a small vehicle. They crashed through the window together, tumbling into the snow outside. The wolf's claws scraped uselessly against his armor, but she didn't need to pierce it. She just needed to hold him down. Jessica appeared at the broken window, her face pale but determined. In her hands she held an emergency flare gun, modified and overcharged. At this range, against an immobilized target, even improvised weapons were lethal. On Earth, Jessica said quietly, we call her species Canis lupus. But her ancestors had another name, apex predator. Do you know what that means, Commander? Thexler struggled beneath Luna's weight, finally feeling something his species had forgotten over generations of technological dominance. Primal fear. It means nothing hunted them. They were the end of the food chain. And humans? We didn't conquer them. We befriended them. We made them family. The flare struck Thexelar's exposed neck joint, burning through vulnerable tissue with white-hot intensity. When the military arrived 4 hours later, they found Jessica sitting in the snow, Luna's head resting in her lap. 6 Zexari bodies lay scattered around the ruined station. The xenobiologist was stroking her companion's fur, whispering words of praise and love. The story spread through human space like wildfire. The Zexari, accustomed to fighting soldiers and weapons, had encountered something unexpected. The bond between species. The partnership between human and wolf that had shaped both their evolutions. The invaders had brought advanced technology, superior firepower, and the confidence of 47 conquered worlds. What they hadn't brought was an understanding of Earth's most fundamental truth. Humanity had never been alone at the top of the food chain. They had climbed there together hand and paw, and they would defend it the same way. The Zexari fleet withdrew from Earth's system within a week. Commander Thexelar's final transmission, recovered from his suit's black box, contained only 3 words in broken English: beware the wolves. But it was too late. Humanity was already coming, and they weren't coming alone.